The Eagles beat the Cowboys 28-23. They take a 2.5 game lead against the Cowboys in the NFC East, and it was a nail biter. It was an amazing match. Like there were so many good matches this weekend. We had the Chiefs versus Dolphins. We had Cowboys versus Eagles. We had Bills versus Bengals, and we had the Ravens versus the Seahawks. And I think the only one that really lived up to the billing, like really lived up to it, and maybe exceeded it, was the Cowboys versus the Eagles. Bills versus Bengals, it was pretty good. Prime time, Sunday Night Football. It was cool, but like it wasn't like amazing. The Bills just couldn't get anything going to the end. We'll touch on that in a little bit. Eagles, Cowboys was pretty much entertaining the whole way. There was always something happening. Seahawks got pummeled by the Ravens, and then the Dolphins. They kind of made it interesting at the end, but it was pretty much like the Chiefs were in control the whole game. So all of those matchups, they were cool. They were cool, but none of them really lived up to the Eagles and Cowboys. And this was a good matchup, man. Dak Prescott, got to give him credit. 374 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was extending the play. He was running. He could have done better on that 2.0 conversion, but it is what it is. He did play good, and by no means did they lose because of him. But like, it is one of those things that Dak Prescott has throughout his career. He does really, really good against the bad teams, and he sometimes falters or comes a little short against the good teams. And after all those penalties on that last drive against the Eagles defense, I thought the Cowboys were going to steal that game. I thought they were going to find a way to find the end zone, and that was not the case. And can you put a little fault in Prescott in those last couple plays? Maybe. But man, his connection with CeeDee Lamb was amazing the whole game. 191 yards, 11 touchdowns. I have CeeDee in one of my leagues, and that dude's killing it. Like, shout out CeeDee. I think I still lost that matchup, but yeah, grabbing them points. Eagles, they just find a way to win. They lost that one game, I believe, against, who did they lose to? The Jets? They lost to the Jets 2014. Bounced back against the Dolphins. A shaky kind of matchup against the Commanders, came back and beat them, and now they beat the Cowboys. They got the Chiefs and Bills and 49ers, and then the Cowboys next. Like, that's an insane schedule. Chiefs, the Super Bowl rematch. Bills, who are going to be fighting for their lives. 49ers, who are on a 3-game losing streak, but their bye week just passed, so we'll see how they're doing come December 3rd. And December 10th, you go to the Cowboys. And then after that, you get to the Seahawks. Like, this is an insane schedule. So good for the Eagles to get this dub, because this next 6 weeks, 5.5 weeks, is going to be treacherous road. Like, I don't want to give my prediction on the Chiefs yet. I'll try to make another quick episode before the Monday Night Football game. But yeah, dude, shout out to the Eagles for getting it done. It does look like Jalen Hurts is hurt on his knee when he extends the plays. Like, you can see he's kind of hobbling. So we'll see how long he's able to go to like that. I know last year he was carrying an injury going into the playoffs too. So I don't know if they want to repeat that. Maybe if they clinch the division, they don't go for the first seed and they just let him maybe get a couple of weeks of rest at the end of the season. But like I said, they have treacherous road coming up next. So who even knows if they win the division going into the playoffs? Like I said, December 10th against the Cowboys. That's a matchup you want to circle. That's definitely probably going to be for the division. But yeah, they just get it done. A.J. Brown snaps his streak of games with 125 yards, but he still has 66 yards and a tutty. Devontae Smith gets a tutty too. It was just a good matchup, man. Jalen Hurts doing enough to get his team in winning positions. And, it's not the prettiest. Like, I know we're heading into week 9, but I'm still waiting for the Eagles offense to kick it up a gear. Like, they're still not hitting like the down the field plays. Like, they're still not marching up and down the field like they kind of were doing last year. And they're not really beating anyone by like multiple scores. They haven't really killed anyone like matchup wise or points wise. Even the Commanders stuck around. I guess the Commanders always play the Eagles tough, but still, I think everyone's waiting for that game from the Eagles for them to like really cement themselves as like the top dogs in the NFC or like a true contender in the NFL this season in particular. I know they're 7-1 now or 8-1, but yeah, we're just waiting. We're just waiting for that like huge pop off game by the Eagles. It might come this weekend against the Chiefs, but like I said, they find a way to win, and they did enough. They held on against the Cowboys. So shout out to the Eagles for getting it done against the Cowboys.